Hello out there, and I've got a couple of discontinued Benchmades to share with you today. And these are two models that I've never had before, so it is pretty exciting to get them. And they've sort of been on my radar for a while, but not anything that I've been pursuing actively. And just recently, I happened to come across both of them at really good prices, so I picked them up, and here we are. And the two knives are the 907 Nitrous Stryker, designed by Alan Elishewitz. And then we also have one of the very many Benchmite varieties. This is the red class version, and I'll try to focus on that number, 10610. All right, but we're going to start with the Nitrous Stryker, and this is a model that might look familiar to a lot of people because it has been updated, and there is an Axis Stryker now too, and there is a Tanto version. This nitrous version is in D2 tool steel. I'm not sure if the Axis lock version has D2. I think it's 154 cm. There's also now minis, and there's a gold class version. So just a cool knife, really nice, interesting design. I like the feel of it. It's really good in hand. And interesting, what I mean by that is just the whole assisted nitrous opening method, where you have these two bars that sort of slingshot as the knife opens, and then lock into place. And then here, let me show it again the other way. So when you close the knife, it's basically the liners that create that tension. So pretty cool. This opening method was also used on the HK Nitrous Blitz, which is a really cool knife as well. It does work and function well, but it's not the best assisted opening version that's out there. So it makes a ton of sense to me that Benchmade would have upgraded this and given it the Axis lock. Any of you out there who have the Axis version, let me know what you think of it and if you think it's a great knife, because for me, this design, the lines of the knife are excellent, and it's really good in hand. And yeah, I'm just enjoying it a whole lot so far. And one of the reasons why it took me so long to pick it up is because, just like Spyderco's, there's a lot of Benchmades that just sort of are similar. And so my opinion for a long time was, if I have a mini griptilian, why do I really need the Stryker? I mean, the blade shapes aren't all that different. The size isn't all that different, And so that was always the mindset. But, you never have too many knives, right? So when this one became available, I definitely, wanted to check it out. And it's cool. Yeah, it's a really cool knife. I like the blade shape a whole lot. Love Alan Elishewitz designs. There's a few other models by him, a few more rare ones that I'm trying to get my hands on, but who knows how long that'll be. So neat to have something right now. The D2, when I picked this knife up, just a little bit of background about it. It was scratched up a little bit more than you can tell right now. There was just a little bit of, I don't want to say damage, but, just wear. It was an old knife, long discontinued. This one was a user. I picked it up from Minnesota Knife Guy, and, I'm sure he had gotten it secondhand. And so there were just some scratches and some rust spots, and you can see remnants of them here and there. And all I did in order to clean the knife up, and actually if I can get the thumb stud focused, you can see there's some marks of where rust was that you just can't get out right there. But all I did to try to clean up the knife and get it looking a little better was I just used one of these Dremel attachments. All right, so the finishing abrasive buffs, the 511E pack. The more coarse one is the one that's in the bottom right here. And that's the one that I used, and it polishes the knife and removes a lot of the rust at the same time. And then I just did more polishing with the felt pads, and didn't want to go too far to make it look unnatural. But it really just did bring back the quality and the finish of the knife a little bit. So yeah, it looks pretty good, and just a neat knife to add to the collection. So yeah, I'll show that assisted opening one more time. You can see those liners as you close the knife coil up, and then when you fire it, See, that shoots down. So cool little knife right there. That is the Nitrous Stryker. So again, let me know if you guys have the Axis Stryker. Let me know down below if that's just an awesome design that I should look into. All right, but here is the Benchmite, and this is one of many Benchmites that are out there. And this one, like I said, the 10610, this is a red class knife, McHenry & Williams design, made in Taiwan, AUS 8. So this is the old discontinued budget line that is branded by Benchmade though. There are a bunch of different versions of this knife, and a lot of them can go for quite a few dollars, to be honest. You know, there's a titanium version that I think is in, is it in 154 cm? But there's a titanium version that on the after like the secondary market goes for a couple $100, you know, and this one even is, you know, can get pretty expensive when, you know, people are trying to hunt them down. But there's also a Harley Davidson model, and all this is a really small, interesting little knife, sort of a back pocket knife. We don't have a clip here, and the way that you engage and disengage the locking mechanism is just by pushing this interestingly shaped tab. And when you push the tab, you can see it opens and you can close the knife. Now, one thing that's neat about that is that tab has to be disengaged in order to open it too. So this is a very safe and secure knife to keep in your back pocket or just in the bottom of your pockets with change and everything, because it's not going to open on you at all. So not really a one-hand opening knife, but I don't know, just a cool design, I think, and a little bit unique, and certainly serves a purpose. And at this point, a real collector's piece with, you know, how collectible this model is. And like I said, this, of all of them, I think there's like 4 or 5 different versions that I know of. Of all of them, this is easily the most accessible and the least expensive one, but still a pretty cool little knife. One thing about it though, it's small, guys. It's way smaller than I thought it was going to be. I thought we were going to be getting something that was on par with a CRKT Squid, but I mean, you can look at the difference in size there. So yeah, and I mean, that's my fault. A lot of times I just don't watch videos about stuff. I just look at a ton of pictures and I don't, you know, I don't do as much background work as I should, so I don't have an idea of the size of a knife or maybe some specs that I wasn't sure about. And so when I unbox something, it's a surprise to me. But I mean, look at this next to the Man Bug. The Spyderco Man Bug is a much more appropriate size comparison. And if someone had told me that the Benchmite was the size of a Man Bug, man, I might not have picked it up, to be honest with you. You know, again, I was expecting something more the size of, say, a squid. So, like, holding it, using it, you know, this is certainly never for me going to be a primary knife, but again, a good collector's piece, a good piece of Benchmade history, and something that might find its way into like a pack or a bag. Probably actually something that would be good for my wife just to have at the bottom of her purse. But good little knife. And yeah, that interesting locking mechanism, as odd and unique as it is, it locks up perfectly. So even after all this time, there are some, you know, rust marks and stuff because previous owner probably didn't take care of it all too well, but no worries about that. Still a cool little knife. So there we have it, guys. 2 discontinued Benchmades to add to the collection, the Benchmite and the Nitrous Stryker. Very cool pickups. And any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, any more information about either of these models or the updated Stryker, like I said, shoot me a line. I'd love to hear about it and get that info from you and your experience. So thanks again for watching. Take care, and I will talk with you soon. Have a good one.